the press has been able to ask him a question. He runs out of the room every single time he has some significant thing to say about getting Trump.
I also believe that appointing a special counsel at this time is the right thing to do. The extraordinary circumstances presented here demand it. Mr. Smith is the right choice to complete these matters in an even-handed and urgent manner. Thank you all.
Mr. Attorney General, you pledged to release...
Yeah, how about a couple of questions? Hey, Mr. Attorney General, I have one question for you. This is democracy. These people who pretend they're defending democracy. This looks like transparency. This looks like they're answerable to us. This running out of the room, they all do it. They're embarrassed by these questions, these obvious questions that we could ask them. Jack Smith does the same thing.
I'm deeply proud to stand shoulder to shoulder with them. Thank you very much.
Why Florida, sir? Why did you decide to bring...
These women and men are public servants of the very highest order, and it is a privilege to work alongside them. Thank you.
Why didn't you charge any of the other co-conspirators, Mr. Smith? Do you worry this gets back?
2 indictments, no questions. You can't ask any question about these ridiculous indictments. And there's so much to ask. There's so much that we could bust apart. They have such contempt for us. That's why they're getting away with this. They have no respect for us. They know that we don't have much power in the media space. I mean, Newsmax is great. There are some other conservative outlets out there, but dominant media, they're in charge of the conversation, unfortunately. I mean, we're doing what we can, but they are setting the agenda for this country. And I hate that. I hate that. What is happening is completely and totally, it's a crime. This is a crime. Do you remember Helter Skelter? Charlie Manson? Remember all that stuff? I mean, it's before all of our time probably, right? But the DA, Vincent Bugliosi on the left, he was one sharp guy. He saw this coming. In the 90s, he wrote a book about how corrupt the justice system is. It was called No Island of Sanity. And he went on and on about how the Supreme Court, 9-0, and the entire media government establishment got it wrong when it came to Bill Clinton and that lawsuit with Paula Jones. Now, I'm no Bill Clinton fan, all right? But the Paula Jones lawsuit, that was a private lawsuit. I think she had a good case. But did it have to take place during his presidency? Everybody insisted that it must and that it should. And what happened as a result of that? Arguably, 9/11. Our whole country, our whole government apparatus was focused on oral sex in the Oval Office. And Al-Qaeda was planning to destroy this country. The 9/11 Commission actually pointed this out, that the entire government was distracted and focused on trivial nonsense. What's happening right now kind of reminds me of that. But it's worse. It's worse in a way, much worse. Now, Bill Barr, he acknowledges it. Bill Barr goes on television all the time trashing Trump, right? That's why he's on TV. But the other night, he let a little bit of truth slip out.
You just mentioned earlier that you don't believe in the weaponization of the Justice Department. That's something we often hear from members of Congress who are loyal to him after he gets indicted in these cases. I mean, does that undermine trust in the department that you used to lead?
What does what undermine it?
When Republicans come out and say, this is a two-tiered justice system.
No, I mean, I do think, I do think that there is a double standard. I think it's sometimes. I think that the department tends to go far more aggressively after Republican or allegations of Republican wrongdoing than Democrat, and I've seen it myself. I've lived through it. I've seen it. Now, it's not as pervasive as is represented, it's not automatic. And I think there's still many great prosecutors in the department who can check their politics and be fair to whoever it is, regardless of their politics. But I do think that there's some political actors in the department, and I'm glad that Chairman Comer is conducting his investigation.
Bill Barr acknowledging even a little bias in the Justice Department, that means there's a lot of bias. That means it's systemic. That means This didn't get any attention. That's huge. And what's happening right now? The entire government moved on January 6th. January 6th, the Horns guy. I mean, finding out what that was all about was the #1 priority, remains the #1 priority of our federal law enforcement community.
In the aftermath of the attack, the Justice Department began its work on what has become one of the largest, most complex, and most resource-intensive investigations in our history.
He said before that it's been the largest investigation in their history. 9/11, anybody? He's talking about January 6th. The world is insane. Our government is corrupt. Maybe the Supreme Court can come to the rescue here. President Trump cannot be on trial on January 2nd. Mark Levin, the great one, do you listen to him on the radio? He had an idea that maybe there was a way to actually approach the Supreme Court and get immediate relief. There might be a legal way to do it. At least he's thinking about it and coming up with creative ideas. You know who's not doing anything? The Republican Party. Ronna McDaniel is too consumed with those silly little questionnaires and who signed them and who didn't because of the big debate that's coming up. And do you solemnly pledge or kind of pledge or promise to support the eventual nominee? We're not in 4th grade anymore. We don't sign those things. They shouldn't be signing those things. Meanwhile, the Bidens really have gotten away with it, haven't they? I know he's going to be back in court in a couple of weeks. They're just going to come up with another plea deal that works for him and not for the people. No accountability. No accountability in Afghanistan. No accountability in this. Hey, did you hear? This is cut and dried, by the way. $142,000 payment to Hunter Biden from Kazakhstan in 2015. Some oligarch in Kazakhstan. That is the exact amount that he spent the next day on a Porsche 911. The exact price of the car from Kazakhstan. And about 2 weeks after that, we're told, Kazakhstan officials, including the oligarch, got to meet with Joe Biden. There he is, the guy in the blue shirt, second from the right. Joe Biden meeting with Kazakhstan guys while he's vice president with Hunter. They say there's no evidence. This is evidence. This is evidence. And Tony Bobolinsky, he told us 3 years ago. And Devin Archer told us 3 seconds ago.
I remember looking at Jim Biden and saying, how are you guys getting away with this? Like, aren't you concerned? And he looked at me and he laughed a little bit and said, plausible deniability.
He was aware of Hunter's business. He met with Hunter's business partners. You found a letter that illustrates that he knew me.
Joe Biden sounds really, really dirty, actually. But the real threat to democracy was that crazy guy in the hat. The crazy guy in the hat. Yeah. And not only him, people like you and me.
Donald Trump and his allies and supporters are a clear and present danger to American democracy.
Donald Trump and his supporters are a clear and present danger to American democracy. Well, that's me. I'm a supporter. How dare that man? Clear and present danger means you can break the rules, break the law to get rid of the threat. That's what that means. He wants to break the law to stop us. And this is why he's loved. Believe it or not, he's now running a commission on American democracy.
The most important issue facing the country between now and the election in 2024 is American democracy. The American Bar Association, under the new leadership of its new president, Mary Smith, has created a task force on American democracy, which will explore the causes and the reasons for the denigration in the perception of American democracy by the American people, and will explore ways in which to rehabilitate and restore confidence of the American people in our elections and in our democracy.
The man who thinks that Donald Trump's supporters are a threat to democracy is going to be running the Democracy Commission. You know, when Donald Trump says that they're actually coming for us, not just him, for all of us, he says that, and he's right.
They want to take away my freedom because I will never let them take away your freedom. I'll never let that happen. They want to silence me because I will never let them silence you. And in the end, they're not after me, they're after you. I'm just standing in their way, and I will never stop standing in their way. You're going to be protected.
Is there any doubt now that they're coming after you and me? It's so obvious. It's no longer a secret, if it ever was.